You can see, and this is one of the more important things. You see this right here? You see this right here? This is Caitlin's agent. This is Caitlin Clark's agent.
Do you see that there? Turn out the lights in the arena, the noise, and the jerseys, and concentrate just on that one picture. Because the true story, the one that has the potential to alter the WNBA's whole power structure, was right there with Caitlin Clark as the cameras focused on her speaking to the New York Liberty. Erin Kane is her agent. Furthermore, it was no accident that she was in that tunnel. There was a message. You're about to witness something more than just another rumor about a disgruntled player. We're going well beyond that. This is the tale of how one of the most potent forces in sports may be employing the player's greatest weapon. The creation of the largest move in WNBA history through the negotiation of a new collective bargaining agreement. This is the backstory of the tale, making the connection between a persistent injury, some wise comments from a coach, and an impending league-wide change. Step by step, we will dissect the entire master plan. Please hit the like button if you're looking for the genuine story, the one that the media won't bring together. It indicates that you want more in-depth analyses like this, and that we are headed in the right direction. Now, you must first comprehend the motivation in order to appreciate the ingenuity of this power move. There is a reason why an agent like Erin Kane would act in such a public manner. And in Indiana, that explanation has been growing throughout the season. The rifts that once supported the Fever's relationship with its franchise player are now becoming major issues. The injuries are where it all begins. This season, Clark has missed 10 games because of a variety of ailments, including 5 from a left quad injury and 5 more from groin troubles. That is a serious red signal for a player who is recognized for her durability. However, the injury itself isn't the true problem. It's how it's handled. Clark's personal coach, Stephanie White, told the media that she was crying and clearly upset after suffering her most recent groin injury, saying that she felt something in her groin. A tiny bit. As the story analysts observing, you are aware that language is crucial. That one sentence conveys a lot and shows a mismatch between a coach and the physical reality of her best players. This type of remark causes a gamer to wonder if her health is really the most important thing. And it's precisely the kind of motivation an agent needs to begin looking into alternative possibilities. However, the tale doesn't stop there. This divergence directly affects the in-court strategy and extends well beyond the trainer's room. That difference in philosophy is equally harmful. We've all witnessed it happen on the court, but what really reveals the truth are the remarks that are said off the court. "I think we need to do a better job of getting me the ball in transition," Clark said, making it very obvious. "Playing me off the ball and getting the ball in my hands, in my opinion, require a delicate balance. I'm at my finest throughout transition at that point. That is not a demand from a diva. A talent of that generation is telling her coach exactly how to help her reach her greatest potential." What reaction did the coaching staff have? Stephanie White has stated time and again that she prefers having 2 primary ball handlers on the court. She has also made it clear that she does not want Clark to play 94 feet under duress the whole time she is on the floor. Alright, let's take a moment to connect these dots. Your franchise athlete, who is selling out arenas and driving ratings on her own, claims that she performs best when she is in open space. You're worried about her playing under duress, is the official reaction. This goes beyond a simple tactical dispute. This is a basic misinterpretation, or worse, a fundamental disregard for what makes your superstar unique. And the fuse is being lit right there. A player calls their agent rather than simply complaining when they believe they have been misinterpreted, misrepresented, or mistreated. This takes us back to the picture of the tunnel at Barclays Center that went viral. It was more than a casual post-game conversation. It was a well-thought-out action, a public demonstration of strategic communication. You have the irate star, Clark. The opponent, the defending champion New York Liberty, is represented by Sandy Brondello, their head coach, and their 2 mainstays, Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart. Erin Kane of Excel Sports Management, Clark's agent and architect, is situated in the center of everything. When a power play starts, it looks like this. And many of you who are seeing have been bringing this to light ever since the picture was taken.
We have just seen the New York Liberty players after the game meeting up with Caitlin Clark. It is Stewie, it is Sabrina Ionescu, there is Sandy Brondolo. And by the way, Stewie is not leaving New York the rest of her career. That is one thing that I will be 99% sure of. The Stewie is not leaving. New York. Sabrina is not going to leave New York. I think there is a 50-50 chance Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana after her rookie season.
Was it an intentional indication to the Indiana front office that the clock was ticking, or was it just a friendly catch-up? Please share your opinions in the comment section. Because getting a new contract signed isn't the only goal when an agent of Erin Kane's quality gets engaged in this public way. The goal is to control the situation by using all of the tools at your disposal. She is currently focusing on the most powerful instrument, which has the ability to change the league's complete set of laws. A trade demand or a public complaint are not the ultimate tools that can force the league to comply with a player's wishes. It's the CBA or Collective Bargaining Agreement. Now, those of you who keep up with the league's business side are well aware of this. For everyone else, however, consider the CBA to be the WNBA's constitution. Everything is governed by the master agreement that was signed between the league and the players' union. Pay, player mobility, contract durations, perks, and above all, free agency and trade regulations. And this is the crucial bit of knowledge. Since the players and the WNBA chose to opt out of the previous contract, they are currently negotiating a brand new CBA. Currently, the league's whole power structure is being discussed behind closed doors. And it's safe to assume that an agency representing a portfolio of celebrities, like Erin Kane, is actively participating in that discussion. At this point, the tactic transforms from straightforward dissatisfaction into a masterwork of leverage. Caitlin Clark's rookie contract will be the first thing skeptics point out. It will be 2028 before she becomes a free agent. She is a restricted free agent even after that. They will claim that she is powerless, but that is a linear way of thinking. Playing checkers is what that is. Erin Kane is engaged in a game of chess. She has no intention of waiting for the contract to expire. The hypothesis that ties all of these things together is that she is utilizing Clark's enormous popularity and the public unrest in Indiana as leverage in the CBA talks. Let's get into some serious conjecture now because it stems from the way these backroom transactions are arranged. Consider yourself negotiating with the league on behalf of the players' union. The player who is generating the most money and attention, your biggest star, is obviously unhappy with her circumstances. That can serve as leverage for you. Sooner, you can make the case for new CBA regulations that grant players greater authority and mobility. Are they advocating for a reduction in the amount of time a team may retain a player in restricted free agency? Are they advocating for new systems that would facilitate trades and make it simpler for players on rookie contracts to express their desires? This is the 4D chess that goes on behind the scenes, albeit we don't yet know all the details. An agent considers more than only their client's upcoming contract. They are considering revising the regulations governing all contracts. They created a lemma that the new CBA must subsequently address by making Clark's current predicament a public spectacle. A solution that would immediately benefit Clark by chance. However, the board used in this chess game isn't empty. It's taking place against the backdrop of a ticking time bomb that will completely upset the competitive equilibrium in the league. In 2026, the huge player exodus is that ticking time bomb. The majority of individuals are missing this context. Although they perceive the Caitlin Clark case as a standalone play, it is actually the prelude to a far larger production. Alright, so we're getting into territory dependent on insider information, but this rumor is sending shockwaves through the WNBA's front offices. A startling 87.5% of this year's 2025 WNBA All-Stars are expected to become unrestricted free agents in 2026, per league sources. Let me reiterate that. Almost 90% of the league's All-Stars could be available for purchase at the same moment. There's no drill here. This incident has the ability to change the league. Teams with unrestricted free agency do not have the ability to match. The players now have complete control. Their former team is powerless